But if there's one more thing that I would love to give my HR colleagues is the spirit of curiosity, which children, and I'm a granddad, so I've got, you see a 2-year-old being so curious about everything that happens around them. And there's something strange that happens to people. When they get older, they lose this fantastic human capacity to be curious, to ask questions, why? And why is that so relevant for HR professionals in the specific world of today? If you look at 2024, 2025, there's so many developments going on, like with artificial intelligence, like with where the global security situation is not exactly as you would want it. If you're not curious in this world, you will miss many opportunities to make your company successful. And I do believe if nobody else asks also difficult questions, the HR function should actually do that. And this is all fueled by curiosity. And if you have that, you will find it very easy to ask questions. And if you don't get a good answer, which happens quite often with HR, you ask, tell me more. And then you just be silent and you wait till the other person. And I've learned that way about the business, about the competition, about people's desires, also what they want to accomplish. And that for HR to understand what the leaders want to accomplish gives you the opportunity to fill in the people part to make that actually happen. So curiosity would be the word.
Sure, and that's a really good question. So I think I will share the key learnings from my presentation today, which is around number one, making sure that you have clear vision, alignment with senior leadership, because this is essential, especially when you're talking about cultural transformation, building transparency and growth in an organization. So this is pillar, I think, number one. Number two, collaboration and co-creation. In many of our complex organizations, teams, the world is very complex and diverse. And so collaborating across functions, within your function, across a business, with other partners, I think is essential as well. I think to get the best ideas for creative solutions for your business. And I would say the third piece would be around embracing risk. And this looks different depending on what organization that you're in and the maturity of your organization. So there's an element of risk in order to come up with the creative solutions, trying things differently, and having courage to maybe do something you've never done before. And I think all of this will be needed in 2025.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think probably above everything, I would say it's a time to be curious for us in HR. We had a great conversation about talent acquisition and some of the trends in talent acquisition, particularly the opportunities that are presented by developments in technology, and an opportunity just to be curious about how we use technology to be more effective in the way that we can attract talent into our organizations. You can use this across any number of different areas that we work in. I think above all else, now is a time in a very uncertain, fast-moving world for us to be really, really curious and look for opportunities in how we can continue to improve everything we do.
I think one of the key things that's really important that people should do is allow themselves a little moment of levity every day. So how can you encourage your people, your peers, to smile a little bit more, bring a bit more joy into every single day? Because if we do that, we'll feel better. And if we feel better, we'll perform better, which has got to be a good thing in 2025 and every year.
I think the greatest piece of advice I can say is that when it comes to staffing, you have three options. We're at a decline in America. We're at 1.6 babies per woman. I think that's somewhat true here in the United Kingdom, in the EU. That your choices are either to train people, right, or to find other sources, right, or to automate. That's it. That's the only way you're going to be able to solve these problems. So you really want to be thinking about how do we solve these problems? Where can you solve these problems internally? Externally, what are the resources to get these things done and not be fixed so much like, oh, we have to hire a person, but making sure that you address your hiring needs sooner than later.
So, three things I would advise. First of all, make headhunters your best friends, as headhunters are connected in the market. They're talking to hundreds of senior leaders every day, different industries, different dynamics, different geographies, and they know they sense the market, and they can share with you the insights from your industry, speaking to candidates in your industry, from your geography where you're located, or global insights of what's happening currently, what are companies thinking of, and what's coming in the next year or so. So that's one thing. Second thing, build network of professionals, collaborate with them so that you can share the insights with each other and add value to each other. And third, attend events like HR Vision, as you bring, thanks to your team, you bring great speakers together, great professionals and industry experts who share their projects, their experience, and their insights. And also you bring together a great audience, industry professionals who are happy to connect, share and build on the relationships they have made here. So 3 things: make headhunters your friends. Second, build a network of industry professionals so that you can share insights. And third, attend events like HIV.
I would say, based on my presentation, it's that we're policymakers, not just within our organization, but outside of the organization too. When we think about the future of work, and that's not just 2025, but way beyond, we need to think about it not as the organization that we work in. We need to think about it as a society, and where do we want our society to go? So my piece of advice is think bigger, because you can all create more change than you believe in.
So I've been looking after the talent attraction stream, and we've had lots of really valuable conversation and input and so on. But if there was one recommendation for next year, which is partly from our own research and the conversations we've been having, it's focusing on retention. I think we can see in the data that companies are recruiting a little less, but really wanting to retain their best talent, particularly as talent think that it's still a pretty healthy market for them, and that you're at risk of losing some of those talent. And focusing on retention, the key thing is career mobility. I think lots of organizations are struggling to make it transparent to people where the opportunities are internally, how to navigate often kind of complex processes, etc., to find their way internally. Often they're given the impression that it's really down to them to write their own story, find their own way, but you've got to try and make it easier for people. And there's lots of new approaches, new technologies, internal matching, open job posting, which has been around for a while, but still not as common as it should be, which can help you make sure that going forwards, if you get that career mobility right, you're likely to ensure that you get retention right.